Hello, my name is Carol May Whittick, your creativity and spiritual life coach, and welcome to another episode of Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations. And this week I close out sharing with you things that have inspired me, and I close it with the concept of being the light. A quote from Rumi: "If everything around seems dark, look again, you may be the light." And before we go into this episode, I just want to share with you other ways that I can support you. As always, I'm encouraging you to join the mailing list for Her Inspirations. You're going to get additional emails with teaching points, resources for you to explore deeper, and also, as we're going forward into the second half of the year, exclusive events and invites. Also, I'm giving you a heads up to save the date for Wednesday, July the 10th next month, my new monthly masterclass. There's no cost to join, and this will be unbounded. And with my monthly guidance, you will be building on your own creative confidence. Listen out for further announcements. Next week, I'll be opening up the waiting list. Also, if you're looking to empower your voice, you can use my course, Your Awakened Voice. This is my holistic approach that acknowledges the intricate connection between your physical body, mind and spirit. And also, if you're ready to enter into a more personalized container, in particular, I'm working and supporting women over 40. You know you have decades of wisdom. The question is, what would you create in your life if you embodied the power to realize it? I'll support you to trust your intuition, rediscover your innate creativity. All the links are in the show notes below. From Anne Nin: when you possess light within, you see it externally. What does it mean to be the light? Hearing the concept of being the light was a very new idea to me, outside of the references that I'd been exposed to. So I'd been exposed to a lot of Bible references. For example, from Matthew 5, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Let your light shine before others that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." And also from John 1, verse 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." And there are numerous other references to light. So then when I started to hear it referenced outside of church and referenced outside of religion, I was curious as to what people meant when they were talking about being the light. And I saw that there were correlations between where my understanding was, and also I liked how it deepened and gave me a little bit more clarity on what that meant. Being the light meant embodying positivity, hope and inspirations in your life, and then also in the way that you're interacting with others. For me, I took that on even further, that being the light was going to mean being a source of inspiration, being encouraging, being a source of guidance, holding grace, having hope for the future. And also being a light for other people in their own darkness. So being able to offer support, offer a listening ear, be a kind heart for them. And also, what could light mean in my own personal experience with myself? How could I find lightness in my life? And this is something that over time became a necessity by means of being able to survive and thrive. There was a lot of heaviness, there were a lot of challenges in my life, and I could see from the way that things were being dealt with or not being dealt with, holding on to the darkness was not going to be of service in the long term. So how could I try and find a way of lightness within myself? How can you be light in the way that you react to situations? Now, this is not about ignoring or bypassing what may be happening to you. If anything, being the light will shine the light on the reality and the truth of what people may want to be turning away from and not looking at all. Being the light often is speaking the truth in the face of deception, being the light within yourself. And for me, being the light within myself was finding lightness in terms of illumination, seeing what was really going on, delving deeper into the truth of what was happening and being honest with myself, but also having the lightness of being in terms of rising above it. And that's not to mean separating from any responsibility or absolving myself of any responsibility. It was taking the responsibility on, but also having self-compassion, having forgiveness, and realizing that sometimes when you make errors or when you're in a dark space, that's all you know. But as soon as you know, then the lightness of it is to free yourself from the shackles of the guilt of it, the shame of it, the shackles of feeling that you are not worthy of having a brighter and a more enlightened experience. And the challenges of being light and the challenges of holding light is that it does many times reveal what is happening in a situation, and not everyone is always ready to look at what is being revealed to them about the situations that may have been hidden in the dark for, in family situations, generations. And then there becomes the person who is bearing light and shining light and wanting something different and wanting to illuminate the way out of it. And for others who find, if you imagine someone turns the light on in a darkened situation, it is unbearable at first, it's uncomfortable at first, and many people will want to go back under the covers and remain in that darkness. But while remaining in the darkness can give us some safety, can give us some comfort, there comes a time where, as with nature, everything reaches towards the light. Everything thrives when it goes towards the light. Nothing can stay in the dark for too long. And you may have heard also the term light worker. So a lot of the time there are people will identify with these will use these words, these spiritual identities, to take on an identity that sometimes could and may be perceived in the wrong way and may have an air of ego about them. So oftentimes it'll be, I'm a light worker, I'm here to raise the consciousness of humanity, which in and of itself is necessary, something that has to be done. There are people that need to step into the space of awakening the world, being the light bearers, shining into the dark and murky corners that nobody wants to look at. But by the same token, you still have to own your humanity and not be so taken up with the light that you have elevated yourself away from the physical reality that we all exist in at this point in time. So while it is a powerful and honourable task, and if you take on the mantle of saying that you are a light worker, that by using that term, you're not then using it to kind of place yourself in a higher position than others who choose not to identify with that term. Or indeed, as I've also seen, to use it as a whipping stick or a way of feeling that you're being victimized by the world. As a light worker, everything is on you, people are down on you. And while this may be true, that when you are the person who is shining light on things, when you are the person who seems to be able to cope or respond in a more lighter and loving way in the hardest of situations, and those who are not able to contain and maintain themselves in that will feel challenged by you. I always want to point out that the idea of being a light worker is not to be some downtrodden spiritual victim, but to look at the word itself. We've got light and we've got worker. So we're working in the world, and as a worker, we're strong and we're grateful for the task that's been laid upon us. And the world needs people who are spreading light to others, spreading light in the world by being honest, calling out deceptions, minimizing deceptions. The ones who are able to show acts of kindness, the ones who are able to start the ripple effect of good in the world in the way that we need. Those who choose to be empathetic, those who choose to be supportive. And also using your creative expression as the way that you shine your light in the world. Your talents, your point of view, your experience are given to you and you have gone through them and thrived as a result of them. And if you're looking for your purpose, as so many people say, what is my purpose? I always say, look at your life. What have you gone through? What have you learned? What have you overcome? Where your life is your expertise. Everyone has the potential, and I would say the purpose, to be a light in their own unique way. In a world of confusion, I think this is what's needed in order to offer hope to other people who are going through what you're going through, and also to remind everyone that there are so many nuances to the way that we experience life. And just to close, I want to read a poem from Marianne Williamson that references light. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented and fabulous? And actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. All of us are here to be light. No one shines brighter than others. Some of us may be hiding, but we all have the equal opportunity and responsibility, I would say, to illuminate ourselves from within as brightly as possible, to shine the world and to change the world. And from Wes Flexner, no degree of worldly darkness can extinguish the glow of a soul's inner light. Thank you so much for listening to this episode on light. I hope that the sun is shining where you are. It is where I am in the UK. So this is another thing that really inspired me to speak about light. Again, I remind you, I will be opening up the waiting list for the Creative Confidence Masterclass. I'm still working on the name, but it will definitely be going ahead on the 10th of July. And it's my intention for that to be a monthly masterclass. It's absolutely free to join, and I will be holding it on the second Wednesday of every month. It's about getting you into your creative confidence. So I'll be sharing with you tools that you can build on and be a light in the world. Also, I would encourage you to leave a review, share this episode with people that you think would benefit from the message. If you want to find out more about me, it's carolmaywhittick.com, CarolMaywhittick.com. Carol May Whittick on Facebook and Instagram, Casmic, CAZMICK on Instagram. Until the next episode, take care. Thank you.